this going to be... I feel like it's going to be retarded. Apparently he deleted this video?
This video is an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession and the characters therein, which will probably upset some of you.
Wait, should I look at this guy's channel? Is this guy like crazy, like pro or whatever culture? Oh, never mind. We'll just watch it. No bias.
For some reason.
Unbiased.
You know, I don't think I've seen the internet freak out about a movie like they have with Obsession. At least not in a long time. Maybe K-pop Demon Hunters was the last time where like everywhere you looked, everyone had an opinion about it. I guess you could say everyone's kind of obsessed. So I knew I had to make a video about it, but like they kept pushing back the VOD release date, you know, because y'all kept on watching it. $750,000 budget and it made $300 million. One of the biggest indie film success stories of all time. Now, I didn't make a lot of videos about horror stuff, but I mean, a semi-rom-com about a nerdy loser guy who gets the girl at the end. Wow, this sounds like a nice, wholesome movie. But okay, let's check it out. So come along, kids. Let's take a walk.
I feel like I'm coming apart. I think about you all the time, Nikki. And I try not to. You're in every song I listen to.
Marching along as the song fills the air. Gummy bear.
Nikki! So this is our main character, Bear. Bear is 25, according to the screenplay, and he's never outgrown his awkward high school loser persona, which means he's gonna have a great career one day as an online content creator. Hi there, welcome to Twitch. Are you mentally stuck at 15? Perfect, we're gonna put you on the front page.
If you want.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry I made you do that.
No, it's okay, you're okay. It's fun.
This YouTuber is a generic clickbait trash where he makes up things to complain about to call a film dumb. Basically, cinema sins, but unironic. Okay.
Just for
Your mom. She asked.
and like,
You're good.
oh my god, dude, that was so embarrassing.
I don't know, man, you got that strawberry milkshake sitting right there, so something tells me you're the kind of guy who's internalized a few too many rom-coms written by equally pathetic losers as yourself. I mean, trust me, ain't my first rodeo. So this is Bear's friend, Ian. I guess they're not really like friends, but they like work together. But anyway, Ian is currently trying to help Bear practice how to ask out a girl named Nikki, the girl of his dreams.
Have you ever actually like flirted with Nikki? Be playfully mean with her.
Be mean to her.
Playfully mean, yeah, but bring up freaky Nikki.
And that will like take her breath away.
Just say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Okay, so real talk, if you have to try this hard to have this kind of like game plan on how to ask a girl out, then like, it's already gonna fail, okay? If it's this hard, you've already lost. I mean,
Why? Okay, hold on. This was an ad recommendation. Why? Why am I watching this? What are we hoping to get out of this? This guy seems retarded. Why am I watching this?
I think he wants you to react to the video and explain why it's retarded for a YouTube clip.
Really?
Yeah.
douchey as Ian is, like, he's right when he says, you know, have you ever even flirted with Nikki, like, at all? Because it's really weird to come out of nowhere and be like, dearest fair maiden, I know we've only exchanged mere pleasantries these past few years, but I must inform you that I wish to begin a courtship. Bro, I just came over here to fart, okay? Anyway, so that night, Bear goes home and finds his cat dead. Apparently it got into his grandma's medicine or whatever.
No. Oh, no. How did you...
I thought this was going to end up being something more. Because how the fuck did the cat open the fucking childproof medicine thing? I thought there was going to be some weird, like, callback where she, like, poisoned the cat or something weird happened. I don't understand. Whatever.
Get into these.
Little backstory. So Bear's living in his grandma's house, who recently passed away. So, you know, it's full of all kinds of grandma stuff, like insanely racist paperweights. As you might imagine, Bear's got a lot on his mind. His cat died, he has no idea how to ask out Nikki, he's walking around with this haircut, like my dude can't catch a break. So it's Wednesday night, which means trivia night, because Bear and his friends are super cool. The team is Bear, Ian, Nikki, and their other friend Sarah, and they all work together with this, like, music shop
Trivia
place,
night's
which seems
awesome.
to have
Fuck
a lot
this
of
guy.
employees.
What's awesome? Trivia night?
Trivia night.
Really? When's the last trivia night you went to?
Would have been like 6 months ago.
Must not be that awesome then, huh?
When's the last time you went?
Yesterday.
Base. Not with
For a
Darius,
ra-
sadly.
Nope, but with your mom.
Random store on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. So he's feeling pretty down, as you could imagine, but Nikki, of all people, calls him up to ask if he's gonna hang out with the friend group that night.
I don't think I can tonight. I'm just catching up on some stuff.
Yeah, so I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Really?
Shit! God damn it!
Are you okay?
No, I just dropped my crystal necklace down the drain.
Oh, no, crystal necklace. Bear, get out while you still can. But then again, Nikki is a hot Latina, so one can only remain strong for so long. Now, because Nikki dropped her necklace, Bear gets this idea to get her another one. You know, be the hero, get his foot in the door, and then have no idea what to do afterwards, like me, 80% of
If you stalk ads, he said he didn't send this. Wait, is he lying? Is he lying to chat?
What?
He's lying.
Oh.
He's a liar.
the time. I love how it says amaze your friends. Hey guys, check this out. Awesome, do it again!
Yeah, well, they've been pretty popular since we put them out. You know, everybody wants a wish. Some people don't open them, but people who do, you know, come back and complain.
Or it does work and it like ruins their lives.
Or they die, I wish they were dead.
Ah, yes, the Millennial Special. Rather experienced myself. Also, you know, it's kind of funny that Bear is better at flirting with this girl here than he is with the girl he actually likes, which is such a real thing, by the way. Why does that happen? Anyway, so he buys the One Wish Willow to give to Nikki later that night at trivia.
Anything else?
I'll get a pina colada.
Pina colada?
Don't make fun of the drink.
Okay, hold on. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little ethnically retarded, but I think that's like a normal American thing. So give me some to not enter like no different ethnicities. Is Nikki supposed to be Latina? Is that a thing?
I never thought about it.
Okay. No, kinda, no, sure, no, nah. Mexican, nodders. The actress is okay.
Pina colada?
Native American.
Don't make fun of the drink. What?
I like a man who's in touch with his feminine.
Hey, whoa, didn't ask your opinion, Nikki. So here we get a look at who Nikki is. And she seems like she's kind of one of those girls who's like those like ballbuster types, you know? It's
My
always
dumb
like,
wife. She says that she doesn't think Nikki was into Bear.
Okay.
And I just disagree.
Well, that's because she's wrong. So what do you want me to say?
What do you want me to say?
ah, bitch can't handle all this. I've never met a guy who can keep up with me. And then they just lay there like SpongeBob. Also, again, somewhat ironic, but earlier Bear was like, you want me to be mean to her? Why would I do that? But then she's literally doing the same thing to him right now, and it's clearly working, so, interesting. Okay, so trivia's about to start, and Bear's left standing there with Sarah, the other girl they work with that I mentioned, you know, and he tells her that his cat died earlier that night.
What? Sandy died.
This does. It feels like I feel like I'm watching like like Cinema Sins, but for
Retards? Well, it already
no.
is.
I don't. Okay, I don't know. All right, we're working. We're working through it. Quarter of the way done.
Okay, this first one's a two-parter.
What?
You have to answer both. Here we go.
Really?
This animated film features a blue genie.
Here, I'm so sorry.
Wait, hold on, back up. So the trivia topic was early film trivia, and the question was, this film has a blue genie that grants wishes. Ah, yes, the ancient year of 1992. But more importantly, so here we get a look into the dynamics of the whole friend group. Okay, so Ian is kind of like a douche, right? Nikki seems like one of those girls who's one of the guys, you know, and Bear has a huge crush on Nikki, even though Sarah over here is clearly into Bear on some level, and he just like doesn't notice, doesn't care. So Bear's choices are Crystal Mommy or Septum Girl. So like, this dude never stood a chance. Like, you might as well put that chassis belt in your Amazon cart right now, my dude. Anyway, so trivia night's over, and it's time to go home. Nikki needs a ride, and so of course Bear's like,
Long day. I don't want to go to the next fucking bar with
My
you
car's
guys.
at a degree.
We could drop her off on the way.
I can take you home.
Okay. Bye.
Ian, get your girl home safe.
Ew, don't say it like that. See you later, Bear. All right, Bear.
yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. So Bear takes Nikki home, and of course on the way they have some kind of heart-to-heart talk, you know, talk about life, man. It's all very Life is Strange, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Max, let's get out of this town. I hate my dad.
I'm not happy there.
I mean, it's just a job, Nikki.
Yeah, well, I want to write.
Oh, a Crystal Mommy and the writer. Well, something tells me this movie would have gone the same way for Bear, whether he made the wish or not.
No, it's not a romance, it's a love story.
Isn't that the same thing?
You know, you're the only person that I get to really talk to about this stuff.
Ah, yes, well, see, Bear, when a girl says that, what she really means is, you better not ask me out and ruin this friendship. Anyway, so Bear takes her home, and he tries to flirt with her like Ian said, but I mean, you see the kind of sweaters he wears. You can only imagine what kind of game he has.
Night, freaky Nikki.
Ew, don't call me that.
I know, I was kidding.
Do you like me?
I think we're good friends.
My dude, she's leaving anyway. This is your chance. She says, do you like me? And then you say, what? Yes, I do. Also, apropos of nothing, I'm gonna get a haircut, so don't worry. But alas, he says no when she goes into her house.
One wish, Willow. Maybe your friends. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone else.
Shrekin. Okay, so jokes aside, up until this point, Bear was just a dude with a crush on a girl that he was too scared to talk to. Okay, story of my life. He pulls out this $7 wishing toy. He's like, golly gee, I sure wish Nikki loved me too. But here's where everything changes, okay?
Maybe you want to come inside? I mean, I did just lose my cat, Bear.
You lost your cat?
Oh, wait. I mean, you lost your cat. I'm so sorry.
So as you can see, Nikki's starting to act a little out of character. She's saying things that don't make sense. She also demands to go over to his house to spend the night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nikki. Why?
I
Dad's dying.
And to Bear's credit, he's not immediately jumping at the chance to take advantage of her or whatever. Like, he gives her privacy and space. He doesn't want to make it weird. He turns around when she takes her shirt off. And like, based on what people were saying about this movie online, I expected Bear to be this like horribly angry, misogynistic incel dude, right? But like, up until this point, he's just some super socially awkward loser who has a crush on a girl and he uses a $7 wishing toy that he assumes is not going to work. And then when Nikki starts acting like this, he's very confused and put off by it.
What were you doing?
I was just going to the bathroom.
Can you lay with me?
I don't know, Nikki.
Obviously, things get different later on, but at least up to this point, Bear has like no idea that the wishing willow worked. And again, to his credit, the very next day, he immediately tells Ian that he thinks something's wrong with Nikki. Like he seems genuinely concerned.
Just pretend like we're laughing. Yeah. I think Nikki is going through something.
What?
I don't know. Did she was acting super like she would like.
Like, what? Is she okay?
No.
Now, I've seen a lot of people saying that this part is showing how Bear's trying to make Nikki seem crazy to other people or whatever, but like, again, he has no way of knowing that the toy works. Like, why would he think it did? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was $7. Like, in any other circumstance, you'd probably do the same thing if your friends started acting like this out of nowhere, right? Anyway, so that night, Ian apparently talked to Nikki, and she said that she was on some drugs or whatever, and so maybe that explains why she was acting so erratic, like when she and Bear kissed earlier.
Whoa.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You kissed me.
No, I thought I saw something.
So at this point, Bear thinks that Nikki was acting weird, kissed him, freaked out, etc., because she was on drugs, right? So again, to him, in this moment, it all seems totally above board. But then, out of nowhere, Nikki goes over to Bear's house to apologize.
I was on MDMA, so if I was weird, that's why, and not saying that you took advantage of me.
Nikki, I didn't know you were on drugs.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Not saying what?
You took advantage of me.
I don't think I didn't.
I know, that's why I'm saying you didn't.
Okay, see, this is my point. Like, given the circumstances, Bear's being pretty normal about this, okay? Given what he does and does not know by this point in the movie, like, he could have slept with her, or he could have taken some kind of advantage of her, but he was rather
Christ.
gentlemanly at the time. I mean, for a guy who has this many Cosby sweaters. Wait, do you think this was on purpose? Like, do you think they dressed him like this intentionally?
I really like what we have, and I want to be honest about some things, and it's really important for me.
It's okay.
I know you like me, Bear.
Why do you like me?
Would it freak you out if I said yes?
And thus begins their relationship. They start dating, hanging out, kissing, doing the devil's tango. And Bear's finally living the life he always wanted. Hot dog. Turns out Nikki was in love with him the whole time.
What do you want to do? I mean, I've never really asked.
Well, that's not all your fault. Call me a closed book.
Well, I guess the good thing about a closed book
Is that I can return it to the Scholastic Book Fair and exchange it for the new Animorphs book. Maybe this is the one where things finally start making sense. No, it still doesn't. Now, suddenly
you
Bear
laughed
gets a phone
once?
call from Ian. See, remember when Nikki
What?
Have you laughed one
I'm laughing
time?
on the inside. Yes. Okay. It's actually.
Oh, good.
told Bear that her dad was like sick or whatever, and Bear told that to Ian, and apparently Ian looked into this because as far as Ian knew, Nikki hated her dad and hasn't seen or talked to him in like years.
I'm not gonna tell Sarah about this because I don't want to spread drama. I looked into Nikki's dad having cancer, and he's healthy as a baby.
Wow.
The heck does that mean? My dude, babies just have constant projectile vomit and diarrhea. The heck you talking about? Also, how exactly would you find this out? Like, pretty sure you can't just call up a hospital and they tell you someone's medical history. Okay, so is Ian lying about this? Or was Nikki lying to Ian and Sarah about her dad this whole time? Okay, let's assume it's all true. Bear goes back to talk to Nikki about what he just learned.
Does your dad really have cancer?
Oh, no.
What?
No, don't do that! I thought we were having a nice day!
Okay, see, Bear, I don't know why you're making this face. You wanted the Crystal Mommy Latina experience, and you got the Crystal Mommy Latina experience. But here's where Bear starts to maybe kind of realize what's really going on here.
Bear, I love you so much. I don't think I could live without you.
You love me more than anyone in the world?
Yes, more than anyone.
Now, okay, up to this point, I feel like Bear has plausible deniability. I mean, there's no way he would have known the cheap toy would work. He was genuinely concerned for Nikki the day after it started, and he refused to take advantage of her even when it was, like, presented to him, right? I mean, she kissed him after all, right? Now, right here, though, at the halfway point of the movie, he does finally start to realize that the wish actually worked. But, like, even then, like, literally every rom-com is about trying to find a way to get the other person to like you, or you manufacture a meet cute or whatever, right? Like, I've seen some internet comment threads where it's like, he only saw her as an object and wanted to remove her autonomy. That's why he made that wish. But, like he didn't wish that she would do whatever he wanted, or I wish that she would become obsessed with me and me only. He specifically wished that Nikki would love him more than anyone, which is literally what everyone who's ever had a crush wants. Like, every single fanfic about, like, golly gee, I sure wish One Direction would kidnap me and fall in love with me all at the same time. Like, as if half the girls who saw this movie haven't wished the exact same thing before. Hello, it is I, Willem Dafoe, from the movie The Lighthouse, and I've secretly been in love with you for years. Like, you have to look at the context, okay? If Bear had gone to the store specifically and been like, hey, do you have something that'll force a girl to fall in love with me? Or if he, like, searched on the internet for some kind of, like, weird ritual that's gonna make anyone fall in love with you, then yeah, that's some funky stuff, man. Or, like, later on, we find out that maybe Ian and Nikki have been hooking up, right? But Bear doesn't learn this until the very end of the movie. So, like, for example, if he'd found this out at the beginning of the movie, and he was like, oh, so Nikki's just some slut that bangs every guy except me, huh? Well, I'll show you. Then yeah, he'd be like some misogynistic incel. But for at least half of the movie, he has no idea that this would work. And in fact, he's concerned for Nikki when she does change. To me, at least, it totally seems like a fanfic or whatever that he thinks would have no way of actually coming true. I'm not saying Bear is a blameless, innocent victim, okay? But I think some of you are a little too quick to attach motivation and subtext to this character that is not based on the movie. Like, it really seems like some of you want him to be a horrible, incel, intentionally malicious guy, regardless of what actually happens in the movie. Even the guy who played Bear himself said this about the character. I never thought of Bear as a villain, but what really drew me to this story was the gray morals of it all. Bear has good in him and has bad in him, like all of us. I do think that he leans more towards bad in a lot of ways. Fully the antagonist, though? I don't think I would say fully, because the key thing is he didn't know that the wish was going to work. Sure, his desires were incredibly selfish, totally, 100%, but he didn't know the wish was going to work. And you have to assume that this guy was in close talks with the writer-director of the movie the whole time, so basically both of them are saying that Bear is meant to be ambiguous, and you all are just over here like, nyeh. Like, are you all equally upset about the Disney Channel original movie Zapped, or 16 Wishes? Because fundamentally, these are all the same movie. Like, remember Descendants 1, Mal cast a spell that made Ben fall in love with her? Where's all the Reddit threads about that? I don't see no 2-hour video essays. You know, I made a video years ago about the show once.
Okay, I'm sorry. I love you. This is my take, okay, on this whole thing. Is and I know it's weird because they use like dating as the vehicle for this horror movie. I don't think that there was any deep commentary on like dating or gender relations or anything in this movie. Because they use that as like the setting for the horror. Obviously, people want to dive into it, but I just there's just not really enough here that much for this to be any kind of like deep commentary on like rape or gender relations or whatever else. It's just like it was a really well done horror movie, and then like a romantic relationship is the vehicle they used for this. But this guy's obviously responding to a lot of the dating rape like commentary, but I just don't think it was really about that. So I don't have like any, I don't know. Yeah.
WandaVision, and everyone got so mad at me when I said it's crazy that we're supposed to be so understanding about how Wanda enslaves an entire town and uses magic to force her husband to stay with her and have kids with her. Isn't that interesting? I found this comment in a Reddit thread that puts it so perfectly, so I'm just gonna read part of it. But remember, this stuff attracts the most obsessed fans of the movie. They flex about watching it at the theater like 10 times already. They make several posts a day about it. They make crazy overanalysis and theories that have no ground in the reality of the film, etc. It's not just a movie for them. They're incredibly emotionally invested and attached to an unhealthy degree. It's almost cultish at this point. And people who are chronically online or addicted to a piece of media aren't the most emotionally stable or media literate to begin with. So a lot of it comes from an emotional standpoint. Hence the refusal to engage with the material in good faith and just making it say what they want the movie to say in an over-the-top, sanctimonious, dogmatic way. It's like a ritual for them, a catharsis. See also Encanto. But anyway.
Why don't you love me?
So the movie goes on. Nikki gets more and more insane. She walks around like this. She cooks up his dead cat and feeds it to him. She waits for him to come home so long that she pees herself. And what we come to find out is that the real Nikki is trapped inside of this demon Nikki. And every so often she gets to come out for just like a brief second. Which is why Nikki seems to be acting the way she does. It's like the more the real Nikki tries to break free, the more the demon has to overcorrect. Once Bear realizes that this happened because of the wish, he finds a phone number on the back of the box and he calls it to try and get his wish changed.
Is her love real?
Just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real.
Okay, then I would like to cancel.
We don't really do that.
What?
I love how chill the wizards are in this movie. Like this dude's like, yeah, so your girlfriend's soul is like trapped here or whatever. Anyway, I gotta go reheat my nachos, bro. Glaucoma or something.
You want to talk to her? You want to talk to her?
Who is that?
Nikki.
Now, just to be clear, I'm not defending all of Bear's actions, okay? Because at this point in the movie, he knows the wish worked, and he knows the real Nikki's soul is like trapped or whatever, but he keeps on dating her and tries to like continue on as if this isn't the most horrible situation anyone could imagine. Although, to be fair, what is he supposed to do? Because if he breaks up with her, she's gonna hunt him down. And the only other choice, as we learned, is that the spell will break if he dies.
What the hell? What can I do then?
When you die, the wish will go away.
You sure there's nothing else I can do?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you live. It sounds to me like you have a moral obligation to be there for her.
Another option appears when the real Nikki's able to speak very briefly while the demon Nikki is asleep.
You are you, Nikki.
Please don't wake her up. Just kill me.
Now, this is another part I've seen so many posts about that I find so baffling. Like, I've literally seen people say, like, if Bear truly loved Nikki, he would have killed her when she asked. Because, like, it's just that easy, you know? And then what? He goes to prison for life? Obviously, he doesn't want to do that. Also, it's well established in this movie that he's like a low self-esteem, probably depressed loser guy. So, of course, he's not going to suddenly do this completely out of character thing. Now, that being said, his reaction to this is very telling, though.
What would be so bad? What's so bad about being with me?
Okay, Bear, see, I was trying to be fair, okay? And then you go and you say that, like maybe everyone's right about you, you know? And this is further solidified when he knows it's not the real Nikki, and he knows the real Nikki is trapped, but he still keeps going on like this.
I'll be anything you want me to
No,
be.
don't say that.
Anything you want me to be. Let me be Nikki.
You're not being Nikki.
But this also brings up another interesting thematic element of the movie, I guess, which is like people are saying, you know, if he truly loved Nikki, then he would do this incredibly selfless thing for her. But remember, his wish was not that Nikki would become obsessed with him. He wished that she would love him. So why isn't her love for him as selfless as you're claiming that his love for her should be? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying Nikki's the bad guy or Bear is some like blameless victim or whatever. I'm just saying there's many ways you could look at this movie. Like maybe the wish didn't work at all. Maybe Bear's just that cool. You ever done that? But anyway, so the very end of the movie, Nikki has killed Sarah and Ian. Bear realizes that there's no way out of this unless he dies. So he eats all the rest of his grandma's Flintstone vitamins, I assume, and dies in the arms of Nikki, who is finally freed from the spell. And that's more or less the end of the movie. Yeah, so whatever your personal interpretation of the movie is, it really is a fantastic film. It's a great horror, great writing, the acting is incredible. Nikki, obviously, fantastic job. But like with a lot of other movies and shows, especially recently, the online discourse is just insane. Like, what is it about this movie in particular that people made it their entire personalities? Like, there's something very funny to me about how this movie about the dangers of unchecked obsession has gone on to spawn one of the most insanely obsessed fan bases I've ever seen. Congrats, y'all, nailed it. Now again, I need to be very clear here, okay? Ultimately, Bear is the bad guy. He doesn't know what he did until late in the movie, but when he figures it out, he just keeps on rationalizing to himself because like he wants Nikki, and he doesn't seem to really care that she's being tortured the whole time, but rather he wants the demon to just act like Nikki so that he can pretend that he's actually dating Nikki. You know, like this is a bad dude. Yes, absolutely. Nikki is completely innocent. Her life is forever ruined because of some depressed, selfish loser guy. Okay, yes, like that's the outcome of the movie. But how we get to that point, I think, is a lot more nuanced than a lot of you were giving the movie credit for.
Okay, this guy is I don't know if I would even call him cringe. This is just not my humor at all. But I feel like I kind of agree with him. But I think this is a good horror movie, but I don't think we'll be talking about this movie in like 6 months. I think like it was a good horror movie and then it's a horror movie. Okay, it's not like life-changing or I don't know. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. I hope that was a good... His apology. Wait, he made an apology? Wait, why? What? Hold on.
Do you want to do obsession call-ins?
No, I just don't even care about it that much. What?
So you're scared?
We can do like 2 if you want.
So.
All right. If anybody wants to talk about a session, join.
Oh my God. Hold on. Or let me, why do you have to apologize?
A lot's happened. I wanted to make this video because at first it was just hate on the video for Obsession, and that's fine. You can hate on it if you want. You can disagree, that's totally fine. But it has, in the past couple of days, it's devolved into personal attacks, and it's gotten to a level that I can foresee getting kind of dangerous. Some of the things some of you are doing and saying is, it's gone beyond just the video, and now it's become rather serious. I want to make this video. I'm going to keep it brief. I have my phone with me. I took some notes. I don't want to miss anything. And just to clear some things up. So first of all,
I'm anti-rape.
sorry if I worded my video in a way that made it sound like I am defending rape or pro-rape in some way. That is very much not the intention.
Why do they give so much power to these people online? What, bruh? Did people really come away from that video thinking he was pro-rape?
So the video, as I said in the beginning, it very much was meant to be a good faith sort of attempt at sort of looking at this movie as a work of fiction, as a piece of media to be consumed, the same way you would do with a book or anything like that. So just to clear things up, sexual assault is bad. Bear is bad. What Bear does in the movie, very bad. Bear is the villain of the movie. I think I said this in the video. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. That's my fault. Bear's the villain. Bear does many, many bad things. I elected to not show every single bad thing he did because A, the video was already very long, and B, I had already said that he was bad, so I didn't feel the need to show every example of that because I tried to make it clear that from like the diner scene onward, he is bad. So what he does is bad. Having sex with Nikki after the diner scene, bad. Trying to alter the wish, bad. The full reaction to sleeping Nikki, talking to him like in her sleep or whatever, I didn't show that full thing because I thought I had already said that he was bad, and so his reaction to that is very bad and very telling that he is in fact the villain. I can't remember everything in the movie, but just everything he does after that point is bad and it gets worse. And I tried to make that clear, and if I didn't, I'm sorry about that. When I said that, of course he's not going to kill her.
Here's a critique of that guy's...
I'm filming this pretty early.
Oh, God. Wait, oh boy, hold on. Also, apparently it was on Faux... Is it Faux Moi? Faux Moi? How do you pronounce this?
I think it's Faux Moi.
Alex Myers faces backlash over his Obsession review, posted defensive response, then deletes both videos. Side-eyeing these dudes who sympathize with Bear. Was the guy even sympathizing with her? There's a lot of them using this to further call women crazy. His video, comments, and apology was so fucking weird. I unsubscribed because absolutely not. What? Bro, these people are lost. What? Bear was never a normal dude. A normal person doesn't make a wish like that in the first place. This guy's not like... Dude, don't make me defend the cringe YouTuber. I'm pretty sure the guy literally said, and by the way, the guy was absolutely correct. Every single high schooler, grade schooler, everybody who's had a crush on anybody ever has done some fucking flip a coin and hope that the person loves you. They've played MASH, or they've done the fortune teller cookie. Everybody has done a thing like that. It's probably the most normal thing in the world at one point that you've like wished that your 5th grade crush please fucking loves you. I made these wishes all the fucking time, and then the teachers kicked me out for going to the school somewhere. Just kidding, video games. No. Stop. No, but I mean, like, Jesus, this is literally like the most normal thing in the universe. Faux feminist men are all over right now, outing themselves as soon as a woman says something that irks them. Oh my God. I watched this video.
Oh my God.
What?
I just hope that we have people coming in here to scream
No.
at you. That's going to be awesome.
He's actually disgusting. Years ago, when I watched his Disney videos, he always gave off a nice guy vibe. Very nice guys finished last. He constantly downplayed the evilness of Bear while sexualizing Nikki. His main deflection point was that Bear was a villain, but he wasn't always a villain, and he didn't know any better. Pointy fingers. Meanwhile, he said to his credit, when talking about Bear not immediately assaulting Nikki, calling Nikki a crystal Latina mommy. Apparently, he didn't call the rape scene rape in his so-called apology video either. Oh my God.
Doesn't he literally say, like, this was rape and this is bad? So that person didn't even watch the video. They're just responding.
Wait, did he say that he raped her in the first video we watched? In the 22-minute one? I don't know if he addressed that.
In the first... Oh, no. I don't think in the first one, but I think in the apology video, he absolutely did.
Her like she asked. That wasn't meant to be a defense of him. That was me simply doing an objective observation that I don't think anyone would have done that in that situation. So to me, it made sense that he made that choice. Not because it's a good choice, but because that seems like a normal reaction, especially for someone who is bad, like Bear. The video is not meant to be a defense of Bear. I think I say that in the video. It is a sort of an objective observation of how he gets from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. Addressing some other comments, the Latina jokes were conceived by a Latina woman from Central America. And to me, they seemed no more problematic than your average Instagram reel or like SNL skit, like the Bad Bunny Tia skit. To me, they seem perfectly in line with all of that. Some people said that they were offended by those jokes. They were not meant to be as such. They were meant to be silly, written by someone who is in that group. Going off of that, the joking nature of the video itself is not meant to make light of rape or make light of what happens in the movie directly, but rather that's how my videos have always been for 10 years. That's kind of the shtick that I do these goofy animated cartoon videos about movies. Perhaps the jokes were too jokey for the subject of the movie. Maybe that was a mistake on my part. You know, and I was fully aware, like I said in the intro of the video, I was fully aware that people would disagree with my opinion. Like I said, it was made in good faith. I knew people would disagree, but as I said at the beginning of this video, it's gotten to the point where it's not just disagreeing about my thoughts on the movie, but now it's gotten to a point where people are spreading complete lies about me. And from the DMs I'm getting and from what I've seen, it's getting to a point where it could become like very real. So I just want to reiterate a few things. Some simple and some not. First of all, I've only been divorced once. That was back in 2020. There was no recent divorce. That was a one-time thing. I am not a rapist.
Yahoo!
I do not condone rape. I do respect women. I do not think women deserve to be raped. Apparently, I need to say this very clearly. So that is my thoughts on the topic. And to close things out, I am not a thought leader. I'm not a politician. I'm just a random guy on YouTube who's making cartoons about movies.
Oh my God.
And some of those movies have heavy subject matter. Sometimes it relates to you in a very direct way. But ultimately, I'm just making mostly jokey cartoons about movies. And maybe you don't think they're funny, or you don't think they're good, or whatever. But that's all I'm doing. And I've never claimed to be a perfect person. I've never claimed to be an arbiter of morality. I'm just a dude on YouTube making jokes about movies. So thank you for your time.
I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for this guy now. He must have got like fucking lambasted.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But I guess he's giving him power or whatever, but
Wait. And prior to that, it's laid out very clearly that Bear has fuck-zoned Nikki and has only been pretending to be her friend because he's been too chicken to... Wait, did Nikki and Bear ever hook up? I thought they hadn't.
no, they had not. These people didn't even probably watch the movie. That's like
Oh, wait, as
the
in,
level of
is
commentary
she using
we're at.
fuck-zoned as in he only wants to fuck her?
Her? I don't think so. He
Dudes love to complain
really
about
liked her.
being friend-zoned, but refuse to see how shitty it is to find out that your friend has been lying to you and just trying to find an opening to get into your pants. Is that what they mean by fucks? That's not even... okay. It taints all the memories of the time you spent with that person and all the emotional closeness you shared because you realize that they were only doing it in this passive pursuit of you. They weren't really your friend. They were more like a stalker that infiltrated your life. Now the second one day you'll be together. Well, that's not even fucks. Is this person even a woman? Has this person even been like had a guy obsessed with them before? The people that are doing this are not people just trying to fuck you. They're trying to date you. Becomes volatile, graduates to full-blown stalking. Like, people don't stalk you because they just want to have sex with you. They stalk you because they have some obsessive idea of being in a relationship with you. Holy shit. Okay. Oh.
All right, you ready? We got lots of people waiting.
Wait, what the fuck?
No way! 40K? People, it's over, man. The society's done. This video wasn't even bad. I was expecting it to be cringe and super retarded.
Well, that's what I thought, because ads was like, oh, just wait, like, watch the video. And I'm like, we're like 15 minutes through it, and it's like, what do you mean? There's literally nothing. This is so boring. Like, what? Wait, what the fuck?
Oh my God, bruh.
Hold on. Wait, what is... Hold on. Alex Myers is not a horrible YouTuber. Alex Myers...
Okay, so I was...
Okay, to be fair, I did hedge, and I said maybe I'm just on a different algorithm. Apparently, I was on a different algorithm. Wait, what the fuck?
Oh, when you said people, like, nobody's talking about this?
Yeah, because maybe I'm just on a different algorithm. I don't see shit, because I haven't seen any of this shit. Hold on. Alex Myers' obsession video is really bad.
Wait, what the fuck? I didn't see any of this shit.
250,000
Darius
views.
was right.
And then there's this here. Alex Myers' obsession review is disturbing. Alyssa Elish or whatever, she has 2.2 thousand subs, 263,000 views on this video.
Early in the morning, so
Total Darius victory.
I'm filming this pretty early in the morning, so I'm not doing any like makeup or anything for this video. I'm not even sure how long this is gonna be because this wasn't
Early in the morning? Am I retarded, or does this look like a near noon sun? Like this is like 11 a.m.
It could be early in the morning.
It's just like a 7 a.m.
It can, depending on the time of the year, yeah. Like, sometimes I wake up and it is fucking full light out and it's 7 a.m.
I don't believe you. Take a video next time.
I will. I'll take one
Good,
tomorrow.
do it.
But what this
tomorrow
guy said is so gross that I kind of just needed to talk about it somewhere. Hi, my name's Alyssa. I'm a Billy fan. Alex Myers
Never mind. Maybe it was random.
Who is known for making reviews of movies. I started watching him because of his Disney Channel movies and show reviews. His reviews are almost always like comedic. He doesn't really use a face cam like I'm doing right now. He uses like little cartoon figures. Like they're not really animated, but like animatic mostly. Just a few days ago, if that video is for some reason still up by the time you are watching this, he did a review of the movie Obsession. And I'm just going to get this out of the way, just right off the bat. The only reason I think he reviewed this movie is because it is extremely popular right now. That is it. I do not think he reviewed this movie for...
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
YouTuber does something for popularity. Holy shit.
Okay. All right.
The reason other than it is a very popular movie, and I think it is for a good reason that this movie is popular. You know, it is extremely well done. It was made by a small director, small actors, very good that this movie is popular, especially with the message of the movie. But I do believe that the only reason he chose to review this movie, especially because I kind of feel like it doesn't fit his genre normally of like Disney Channel movies and Netflix movies and shows and stuff. I truly believe, and sorry if I'm wrong, but I do believe that the only reason he chose to review this Obsession movie in particular is because it is very popular, and that's it. It's popular stuff gets views. That's it. In this video, Alex said some pretty disgusting things. Like I said, Obsession has some pretty heavy themes and a pretty heavy message attached to it. And with some of the subject matter that this movie chooses to tackle on, regarding to it, Alex says some really disturbing things that I will be going over. If you have not seen Obsession, or at least
I watched up to 7 minutes of this.
Already had it spoiled for you, then this is your spoiler warning because you kind of can't get through this without being spoiled. But yeah, just a little quick background too. I was a pretty avid watcher of Alex Myers videos. I don't know why. I do this thing where I don't like a YouTuber, but I'll watch their videos. I didn't particularly like Alex, but I watched his videos, and I don't know why. It wasn't only until...
So I understand that for the new generation of people, this is hard to believe, but this is called normal media consumptive behavior. This is just normal things. You watch a movie, maybe you don't know the director personally or like him. You like actors, but maybe you don't like them personally. Believe it or not, this is kind of just like you listen to music, you don't know the musician personally, you just listen to it because you enjoy the art or whatever. This is just called normal behavior, but okay.
So about a year ago at this point, where I stopped watching his videos all that often because something about him just set me off so bad where I realized how bad his videos had gotten and how much I really didn't like them. I forget exactly what I was watching, but I was watching one of his videos and I'm like, he just left out so much of this show. He will constantly be talking about oh, plot hole there, and he just glossed over 2 episodes and acted like they didn't exist. I'm actually gonna turn my light on because my quality's really bad. Hold on. Now y'all can see how bad I look without makeup. Okay, getting into it, a quick little summary overview of Obsession is that it is a movie where the main character technically is a guy whose name is Bear, and he is very into a girl in their friend group named Nikki, but she just sees him as a friend, and Bear is really the one obsessed with Nikki.
Oh, not true, but okay.
Because when he goes to a crystal shop, he buys a product called One Wish Willow, and it grants the user one wish. Literally, you have one shot at this.
Wow.
And his wish is that he wants Nikki to love him more than anybody else in the world. And those are his exact words. And this causes some type of entity to take over Nikki's body and basically control her movements and her speech. And it makes her say things and do things with Bear that make it seem like she is completely in love and obsessed with him. And as the movie goes on, Bear is off-put by her, but really doesn't do much about it at first. And he only asks to alter his wish initially. And when he asks to cancel his wish, he can really only do that by either killing himself or killing Nikki, which he does neither. Even after...
Why doesn't he kill himself?
He fully realizes that Nikki is feeling all of the pain of what he is putting her through. Bear assaults Nikki at, I feel, multiple points in the movie. And it's just overall, if you've heard anything about this movie, you know that Bear is not a good guy. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have seen the movie. Bear is horrible. Bear is horrible. When Nikki is able to be free from the entity for literally barely a minute, 30 seconds while it's asleep, she begs Bear to kill her, and his only response is, "What's so bad about being with me?"
That's pretty selfish.
That is disgusting. Actually, that is disgusting. And again, this is a short video, kind of rant on what he said, and I do want to get into how what he said is gross, but there are so many better think pieces on Obsession as a whole that I recommend you watch if you kind of don't get it or want to be deeper into it. But that was a quick little kind of summary overview, refresher of the basis of Obsession.
Okay.
I do want to start by saying Alex Myers kind of approaches this movie the way he does any other video. It's just a comedy. It's another shitty, pumped out, meant for a second screen Netflix movie. Which, no, you kind of have to handle Obsession with a certain type of care, I feel like. So let's start
Oh my god.
off. One thing that he said that maybe I misinterpreted was he said at the beginning of the movie that Nikki seemed like the girl to present herself as someone who's like, oh yeah, you can't handle all my personality. And then proceeds to say that when in reality she's someone who just lays there like SpongeBob, and then showed a picture of SpongeBob just laying on a bed. Which, considering, again, the later assault, that will
This was a pretty dumb joke to throw in there. I don't know why the fuck you thought that was a good joke to throw in there, but okay.
take place in the movie. I don't know if that's the best joke to make. Again, he could be, sorry, I'm playing with a pair of scissors. He could be just saying that, in fact, that, okay, maybe she likes to pretend she's outgoing, but she's really just, like, lazy and stuff. But if that was supposed to be suggestive, I do find that really disgusting, because it kind of just gives off the vibe of joking about, like, a fawn response. Again, maybe I'm reading into that one too much. Again, we're on...
What was the SpongeBob joke? Well, first of all, is this girl, like, 25 or
Like
15? Yeah, I can't tell if this is like a child. So the SpongeBob joke, I think, is a concept called starfishing, where a girl just lays there and you have to do all the work, basically. I think that was the joke he was making, which is kind of a weird joke to make in the context of this movie. I don't know why he would start with that joke, but
on like the first joke. Again, I'm not sure how much we should be joking about it anyways, but I don't know, just joking in this subject matter where we know later somebody is going to get assaulted, raped. I do not think we should be making a joke that can suggest anything similar to that, where anything similar to someone just laying there during sexual activity.
okay. What? Hold on, there's a few more. Just looking at.
Oh yeah, you're good.
You know, Obsession is one of the year's biggest movies. When Alex Myers reviewing it, is all it took for people to realize he sucks. 315 comments. Damn.
All right, we got to get this guy on the podcast.
I've always hated Alex Myers. It's weird that this is what finally got everyone to realize what a shitty person he's always been.
How? He seemed like what? He made a cringy video. How are people so mad?
Alex Myers is just a wannabe edgelord. Alex Myers' obsession video and other problematic takes. I'm incredibly disappointed and disgusted. He went out of his way to justify Bear's behavior. Holy shit. His review on Obsession made me sick and unsubscribe. He literally said these things in the video. Oh.
Okay, so I was scrolling Twitter recently and I saw someone mention Alex Myers' recent review of the movie Obsession. Now, I fucking loved this movie as many other people did, so I've been super interested in the discussion around it. And Alex is a YouTuber that I've like passively watched throughout the years, never subscribed or anything.
Oh god.
Themes which are applicable and allegorical to real-life issues.
Once Bear realizes that this happened because of the wish, he finds a phone number on the back of the box and he calls it to try and get his wish changed.
Alright, so first of all, I'm not exactly sure when Alex is claiming that Bear realizes his wish
Getting
works.
all
if
the
it's in
10-year-olds
scene or
on his-
another scene.
on his
But the scene
ass.
where we can infer that he actually realized it worked was like very obviously at the dinner. Bear asks Nikki if she loves him more than anyone else in the world, and she tells him yes. That is his confirmation. And afterwards, after being like confronted with the truth about her dad, she asks, why does it matter? And obviously, we can like take this at face value like Alex would, but the subtext of the scene implies that her question could also be about the wish, to which Bear replies, obviously, it doesn't matter to me. And then we hard cut to the scene where Bear rips Nikki directly after, which is also conveniently missing and not touched on in Alex's video for some reason. As long as he's being served, it doesn't matter that this was not her choice. And this is like further doubled down on when Bear asks to alter the wish instead of like immediately cancel it. And what's crazy to me is that this is a line that Alex points out in this clip, but like it doesn't find it alarming enough to read into. At this point, it's hardly a mystery as to why his take on Bear is so ridiculous.
Now, just to be clear, I'm not defending all of Bear's actions, okay? Because at this point in the movie, he knows the wish worked to do, because
Bear, when like most of his iniquity comes from the like passiveness and like his inaction. In the third act, we see him go to the store to find more One Wish Willows, and it literally proves to us that he could have done this earlier and always like had the capacity to try. He just didn't want to.
But this also brings up another interesting thematic element of the movie, I guess, which is like people are saying, you know, if he truly loved Nikki, then he would do this incredibly selfless thing for her. But remember, his wish was not that Nikki would become obsessed with him. He wished that she would love him. So why isn't her love for him as selfless as you're claiming that his love for her should be? You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you why. Because Nikki's love for Bear that we see in the movie reflects Bear's perception of what love is. And that love is hardly actual love and is more akin to something like obsession. That is why fake Nikki acts that way. The Nikki that was born from Bear's wish has like such a limited understanding of what love is. Like wish Nikki's actions are just the wish manifesting what it believes Bear would want based on his limited perception of love. To Bear, love is not selflessness, but it's possession. So why would a personality born from his wish be any different? These are like all things that we can make assumptions on based on the information the movie gives us.
I don't.
Now again, I need to be.
I don't know if that's true. Okay, last video thing on this because I'm not. Apparently, there's a ton of people that made videos
Anyways.
on this. Jesus. D'Angelo, big YouTuber guy.
I have such a big ego, but I'm just like, who would leave right before the discussion really gets started? I try not to waste people's time. All right. So, it's actually nice that I can talk about this without being vague, finally. In the movie, if
Without being vague, finally we can get to the big drama. Okay.
you've never heard of it, it's a horror indie film, made a bunch of money. I go over this in my first video, and maybe you could watch that first if you wanted. But the main character, Bear, makes a wish that the love interest, Nikki, would, quote, love him more than anyone else in the effing world. And then it happens, specifically because of his wish. He does not realize that initially because she's acting erratic, but he's attributing it to these other things, like, oh, maybe she's on drugs or whatever. But at some point during the film, he does, in no uncertain terms, acknowledge, actually, that he is responsible for her choosing, seemingly, even though it wasn't her choice and she tells him that she's trapped multiple times, to be with him, including while they're having sex, kissing, etc. He knowingly violates her consent in this film over and over and over. And no, he did not set out to do that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's frankly one of the more disturbing watches I've had recently. Where I almost can't bring myself to believe that there's any sort of alternative way of interpreting this. But for some reason, as I mentioned in my first vid, people online are disagreeing with that interpretation in many other ways and saying, oh, you know what? Bear's not a misogynist. He's not an incel. He was just a nerdy guy with like a harmless wish. You're going to see that come up in this deleted Alex Myers review. He also had to make an apology for this review, and that got deleted as well, but I also have that. So I figured the best way of showing you
like the guy there is not enough content in this movie to declare that the guy is misogynistic or incelly in any way, size, shape, or form. That there's just, I'm sorry, but that's just not, there's not even remotely close to enough to justify that. But okay.
this beyond any shadow of a doubt. Let's just pull up a random comment section about this movie. That way we can see how people are talking about this. Pulling this right here. I'm trying to pull it, but my thing is not working. Okay, there we go. I have quite literally just pulled a random Instagram post that garnered some attention. And it says right here, the fact that Nikki gave signs to Bear that it wasn't really her because she actually believed that he would try to save her rather than continue to take advantage of her breaks my heart. And yes, this is also a fact in the movie. And she outright tells him at one point, basically, yo, I'm trapped here. And he's just like, oh, well, what's so bad about being with me? No.
Like, I think that statement shows a great degree of selfishness on the main character's part, and that he's still kind of like self-centered and whatever, which I think is fine to show. But you can't really extrapolate that into saying that he's like the worst or most evil person in the universe because he wouldn't do anything to help her, when like the only way to help her would be to fucking kill one of them. Like, I think if there was like an easy way for him to undo the wish and he kept choosing not to because he just wanted
he tried to undo the wish. Yeah,
technically multiple times, right? Then I think maybe we could make a stronger argument there. But like, this is why I said again, I don't think that there's that much like dating social commentary to read into for this. It's a really well done horror movie, and it uses these characters as a vehicle for the horror. But I don't think that it actually makes. I don't think that there's a ton of social commentary. Oh my god.
And then someone right here says, when he climbed into bed with Nikki while 100% knowing she no longer had control of her autonomy, he is completely irredeemable. So in the comments, whereas you have people obviously agreeing with this, saying things like, when he made the wish, he didn't think it would work, but the moment he figured it out, he didn't try to reverse it. That's where he becomes the villain. And I have...
Well, but I mean, he kind of sort of does a couple times, right? Like, he makes the call, kind of, but it obviously doesn't work, and then he gets another wishbone thing, and it obviously doesn't work, and...
Say right off the bat, I agree with that. There's nothing wrong. Himself.
Yeah, but I don't think he kills himself because of her. I think he kills himself.
I don't think it's about the wish.
It's because his life has probably become unbearable, right? It's not to save her. It's because his life is fucked at this point, right?
I think his life's over, yeah. Especially his friend's dead in front of him.
With like goofily wanting someone to love you by making a wish that it happens in a world where magic in your mind isn't real. I think a lot of Bear's defenders are trying to say, like, who hasn't made some sort of wish that people will love them? I mean, I haven't, because I don't have to do that. I usually am wishing the opposite. I'm just so tired of everyone in the entire world being obsessed with me. But honestly, that's fine. I don't think that's really the point of the movie of whether he was wrong intentionally or initially. It's more so, what do you do after that? And he literally chooses wrong every single time. So anyways, people are kind of talking about this. Just scroll, or people are pointing out how triggering this is, saying things like, the scene where she's staring emotionless at the camera while Bear was on top of her made me physically ill. That's a scene in the movie. There's also a scene in there where she like...
Oh my god. I don't think I even want to be a part of this discourse. I hate all the fake women fucking like self-victimized rapers because they had like sex one time with their boyfriend and they didn't enjoy it or whatever, and then they're like, oh my god, this is just like rape. Like, where you're screaming at a guy in a restaurant that he has to stay with you forever and then he has sex with you afterwards, it's just like rape. Like, oh my god, it's like such I don't even know how to characterize it besides thoughtless and brainless, and you're trying so desperately to try to map any kind of like victimizing trauma from that doesn't exist in your life, but you wish it did. Like, it's so fucking cringe. Oh my god, it's so fucking cringe.
Louis screams and freaks out as he's kissing her. All of these things are obviously signs to not continue, and he ignores them for his own pleasure. Okay, so
well, but I mean, he doesn't in the beginning, right? Like,
rolling past all of the sane comments, right? Let's see. This person even says, hold on. Regardless of how obvious it was in the beginning, clearly people don't understand title, blah, 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 blah. Just wait. You may think the answer. Hold on. Just you wait. Here we go. Okay, I've scrolled down far enough, and we're gonna start getting references to this. It's hard to find depending on where this convo is happening, because they're either all at the top being upvoted by weirdos or all at the bottom. But someone right here says, geez, the amount of dudes agreeing with rape in the comments. Let's see. Someone said, if you're defending Bear, not gonna lie, I'm never gonna stop looking at you funny. Someone saying there's a lot of sexual predators in these comments. There really are. Again, the comments pointing it out get raised above even the ones that are saying this. And here we have our first one. Nikki was Bear's. He earned her. He wished for her, and she consented.
Oh no. Not Swagger Dats 4.0.
Nikki was Bear's. He earned her. He wished for her, and she consented. Uh-oh. Any man would take advantage of her. Any man, especially with how mean she was. Okay, the implications there are actually like insane. She was his girlfriend, and she consented. He didn't, though, did he? Saying he didn't take advantage of her. There are literally always going to be some men at this point in the comment section trying to say, no, what he did wasn't bad, actually. And a huge part of the reason for this is that they literally see themselves in this character who is literally a rapist, and it's just disturbing. So I'm bringing...
Can I watch up to 45 minutes, and then this is just like...
all this up to show you this could have been any post about obsession. It happens everywhere at this point on the internet. That is the sort of stage at which Alex Myers chose to upload his video. Someone said, yuck. Someone said, I think I saw an interview where the actor for Bear was trying to say Bear wasn't a bad guy. The director disagreed. We're going to mention that later on, because that comes up in this Alex Myers video. Okay, so, pulling this right now.
Wayo.
So, for those of you who don't know, Alex has 4 million subscribers. A lot of really, really big videos. I've actually watched a lot of these videos myself, like several years ago at this point. So I didn't really know what direction he had been trending towards, seemingly. But yeah, one of these videos, I think the one before last, was called Obsession is an Insane Movie. As you're going to see, it's not here no more. In fact, the only thing we have is this community post saying, I have taken down both videos relating to Obsession. I'm sorry to those who were hurt by them. I will be more mindful of my words and jokes in the future.
Oh my god.
I hate all these people who are just like rooting on the downfall of like other people. I don't know. It's
oh yeah, like
really
they're more excited about the fact
now.
that they can start like doing this like anti-stan culture or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
He's just excited
comments,
to be
but also almost
evil here. I don't know.
Or it has 1,000 likes, but also almost 1,000 comments, which should probably tell you something. Sorry, King, I didn't watch it. I'm sure it was great. The people who bullied you over your videos need professional help. It's not that serious. How about we decide for ourselves? All right. I think that's a decent enough recap. Did you all feel like you're all on the same page now? Because I wanted to make sure, even if you weren't 100% positive or like familiar with what I was talking about, I'm trying to let people know, who is this person? Why is everyone always freaking out about this movie? And by freaking out, I mean rightfully calling out, hey, it's actually weird that people are defending what is literally rape. And, you know, why did people get mad at Alex's review? All right, so pulling the review itself. This is a part where we do have to work some... I think I'm good. Okay, good, thanks. So I just got here, go back 12 minutes, and everything will make sense.
Hold on 1 second. And then when I get back, we're going to do Collins, I guess.
Get snark.
This is going to be painful.
I'm going to go ahead and... I really wonder what he said now. Oh, baby. Don't mind me. I'm literally having to pull this off of my computer instead of the internet because it's not online anymore. Oh! I think... I forgot to download it, Loki. Okay, hold on. I gotta... It's in my cloud, but I gotta I gotta re-download it. Okay, hold on. Sorry, chat. Play Jeopardy music while we wait for this. Someone said, how do you bully an adult man with a giant online platform? I mean, you can, but that's certainly not what we're doing here, I feel. All right, let's see.
Just get snarked, Mooten. Get snarked.
Someone said, you know, an apology is not good. I'm cleaning that up a little. If it starts with, I'm sorry if, that's true. Oh, no. I got signed
I know where you live, Tort. Don't call me a retard.
I got signed out of OneDrive, or not OneDrive. I got signed out of Adobe. Okay, hold on. We can fix this. I can fix this, I swear. Give me a second. I hate Adobe so much,
now you
bro.
get snarked.
Like, the seething hatred literally needs to be studied. Like, I don't even think it's good for a person to live with that much hate in their heart.
If you hate Adobe, you're literally just a retard.
I don't think it is. Oh, now it's like, check your phone. Okay. Okay, I checked my phone. Now will you allow me to sign in on my computer? You're all set, it says. Okay, now I have to... now I have to sign out of one of the other devices that I use for Adobe. Sure, buddy. We'll sign out here. Okay. Okay. I did it. I actually did it. All right. Sorry for the cringe. That is me trying to figure out how to Adobe my way back into y'all's hearts. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, there's a bunch of stuff in his review that I feel is racist that's being kind of glossed over. Not by everyone. I just think it's sort of taken a back seat to the larger discussion. So I'm going to be pointing that out too. All right. Someone said Adobe sucks. Dude, literally, I need to free myself. I need to extricate myself from Adobe. Hold on. So I'm pulling the sequence.
Hey, just a heads up for Collins.
Okay,
you have
happy.
to be a
Okay.
disagreeer
I'm
with
just gonna go
Steven. I don't
home
want any
from
agreeers
here.
in here.
Okay, the one thing that I don't
We
know,
can
though,
save the
is
agreeers for a
if
little bit
you
later.
all are
Only
going to
be in the
able to hear this
Collins if
very
you're
well.
going to be,
Where
if you want
are
to
my
fight.
Headphones at?
I don't want to hear the Eastern European guy come
I mean,
in
I
and be
hope you
like,
can,
"Oh, yes,
but-
I think Obsession was good.
Oh wait, that's not.
I want to hear the
This video
fighters.
was an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie.
It's kind of quiet. Hold on, let me boost the audio for
We'll
you.
bring in the
I can fix
agreeers
it.
after.
I can fix it as my
Get snark,
catchphrase.
DOT.
On God.
Get snark.
Effects. We will try limiter. I apologize for the IT boring part of the stream. Okay, I'm going to try maybe boosting this by approximately 5 decibels.
You're allowed to
Someone
have
said it's a
some
bit low.
agreements,
It can
but
be
you're-
higher.
you
Don't
know,
worry.
you need to
Because
have-
what I don't want is for him to say something quiet,
need to have
and then I come in and I'm like, wah, wah, wah.
Or else you're boring.
All right. Let's see. Take 2.
An attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession. And
Is that better? Actually, we could probably do a little better, but I feel like that's a lot better already. I think probably, hopefully. Let's see. Taking this, I'm gonna try like 7, and then that should be decent. No, I'm gonna try 8. Sorry, never give me a interface with a bunch of buttons because I'm just gonna keep pressing them endlessly in the pursuit of perfection, which does not exist.
and the characters therein, which
Done. We're done. We're Gucci. I'm not touching it no more. All right. All I have to do is copy this 8 decibel boost and apply it to the rest of these clips really fast. And we're finished. Hey. Moving on. Someone says, "Go for the love of God." Hey, that only took me 2 minutes.
Everybody
and low-key,
typed,
for me, that's pretty fast because I'd be wasting a hell of time on this
GSN,
kind of
10-minute
stuff.
ads.
So his video starts off with this disclaimer.
Warning, this video is an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession and the characters therein, which will probably upset some of you for some reason.
It's interesting getting this acknowledgement beforehand that people are going to be mad, but I don't necessarily think people are mad because it's a, quote, good faith and nuanced look. That's not the type of thing that tends to upset people, but let's see. I stopped taking my headphones like on and off for no reason. I love the feeling of it. It just makes me feel like I'm transitioning from point A to point B.
You know, I don't think I've seen the internet freak out about a movie like they have with Obsession, where like everywhere you looked, everyone had an opinion about it.
That I would agree with. Yeah, movies that wind up turning into litmus tests like this. I don't know. I'm actually kind of glad it's happened because it makes it easier to have these conversations when we have clear examples of bad behavior. So thank you for that, Alex.
Semi-rom-com about a nerdy loser guy who gets the girl at the end. Wow, this sounds like a nice, wholesome movie. Bears.
So I need you to know this, and I really, really, really need you to know. He makes a lot of jokes in He makes a lot of jokes in this video. Obviously, him saying it's a rom-com and pretending like it's wholesome isn't something he actually believes. I'm not here to get rage baited and triggered by a bunch of jokey opinions. I'm more so going off of the actual takes that you're going to get here.
Bear is 25, according to the screenplay, and he's never outgrown his awkward high school loser persona, which means he's gonna have a great career one day as an online content creator. Hi there, welcome to Twitch. Are you mentally stuck at 15? Perfect, we're gonna put you on the front page.
One of the things I wound up shooting Alex in the foot here is he keeps comparing Bear to himself. Like further along in the video, he's like, Bear does this thing just like me. I'm a content creator. Bear does this other thing. It's relatable. You might not want to do that with like the rapist protagonist, but that's okay. Whatever. Let's just keep going.
You got that strawberry milkshake sitting right there, so something tells me you're the kind of guy who's internalized a few too many rom-coms written by equally pathetic losers as yourself. I mean, trust me, ain't my first rodeo.
Case in point. But alas, let's just keep going.
Are you okay?
No, I just dropped my crystal necklace down the drain.
Oh, no, crystal necklace. Bear, get out while you still can. But then again, Nikki is a hot Latina, so one can only remain strong for so long.
So I think this was probably the first enormous issue with this. Hold on, let me try to scroll back so we can get this on screen.
Enormous?
This came pretty early in the review, and this is where I was like, wait, the hot Latina, crystal necklace, what are we doing here? Yes, throughout this entire video, and I'm just being so for her right now, Alex keeps pushing this narrative of like Nikki is a crazy like crystal wielding Latina, like she writes, she's creative, so obviously she was going to be a bit feisty no matter what, which is like okay. Okay.
You can't make jokes anymore. Too woke to joke.
Pulling this up.
So here we get a look at who Nikki is. And she seems like she's kind of one of those girls who's like those like ball buster types, you know? And she's always like, ha, bitch can't handle all this. I've never met a guy who can keep up with me. And then they just lay there like SpongeBob.
It's just like a lot of odd sexualization of the women in the movie as well. I'm not really sure what that's adding to the review, to be honest. Like this, for example.
Nikki seems like one of those girls who's one of the guys, you know? And Bear has a huge crush on Nikki, even though Sarah over here is clearly into Bear on some level, and he just like doesn't notice, doesn't care. So Bear's choices are Crystal Mommy or Septum Girl. So like, this dude never stood a chance. Like, you might as well put that chastity belt in your Amazon cart right now, my dude.
Yeah.
So like, sorry, it's so hard like dealing with two different mouses. It's hard dealing with two different mouses at once. Yeah. Are you starting to kind of pick up on some of the tonal quirks that were making this review not go down very well? We haven't even gotten to any of his actual takes, by the way. I just feel like it's kind of wild to take a movie where the character goes through so much of this and be like, I too am going to sexualize her in a way, weirdly, that also has to do with her being Latina.
Okay, DRT, you can't call people
Someone said
twinks.
Septum, go get behind me. Literally, I just, oh man.
Yeah, well, I want to write.
Oh,
Can we get
Crystal Mommy and
where the hell
well,
are the
something tells me
goddamn
this movie would have gone the same way
moderators?
for Bear, whether he made the wish or not.
Jesus Christ.
That is a crazy joke. That's a crazy joke. Oh, nah. Crystal Mommy and the writer. The things that she does in this movie are literally like unhinged because she's essentially a demon. It's not actually her, and attributing that behavior to like real women because they have these hobbies or look this way is like, okay, let's just keep going. Someone said stop calling her a mommy. Yeah, please. I think I'm literally going to vomit in my mouth if I hear it again.
Okay, so jokes aside, up until this point, Bear was just a dude with a crush on a girl that he was too scared to talk to. Okay, a story of my life. He pulls out this $7 wishing toy. He's like, golly gee, I sure wish Nikki loved me too. But here's where everything changes, okay? And you know,
For the worse in this review video. Yes, a lot of change incoming.
And you know, to Bear's credit, he's not immediately jumping at the chance to take advantage of her or whatever. Like, he gives her privacy and space. He doesn't want to make it weird. He turns around when she takes her shirt off. And like, based on what people were saying about this movie online, I expected Bear to be this like horribly angry, misogynistic incel dude, right? But like, up until this point, he's just some super socially awkward loser who has a crush on a girl.
This is a part where we're running into a framing issue because Bear is both of these things, obviously, and you don't realize this in the beginning of the movie. So I would tend to not agree, but rather concede that in the beginning it could have easily just been about a loser. But Alex has already watched this entire film beforehand, and at no point does he ever actually acknowledge that the people pointing out the misogyny.
Does this mean that Darius was right?
Yeah, he was. Total Darius victory. All right, 10-minute ads really wants you to watch this and react to it for content on YouTube, and then we can do Collins.
Wait, the one that we've been listening to?
Yeah. He has a rope. He's willing to, you know.
He has a rope.
Are correct. In fact, as we go on further, he's going to outright say that you were all just overthinking it. So I can't vouch for this one, bro.
Obviously, things get different later on, but at least up to this point, Bear has like no idea that the wishing willow worked. And again, to his credit, the very next day, he immediately tells Ian that he thinks something's wrong with Nikki. Like he seems genuinely concerned. Anyway.
I also just think saying like, oh, well, to his credit, like he didn't take advantage of her. It's like, to his credit, the bare minimum, Alex, you're killing me, bro.
Well, anyway, so that night, Ian apparently talked to Nikki, and she said that she was on some drugs or whatever, and so maybe that explains why she was acting so erratic, you know, like when she...
I feel like his whole react is just going to be reacting to everything this other guy said, but then saying that it's like all rape and horrible and terrible, and the guy's making excuses the entire time. What, and then I'm just supposed to give the opposite?
Bear kissed earlier.
Oops, I forgot. I didn't mean to include the kissing scene, my bad. YouTube, don't get mad at me. Okay, let's just skip the kiss.
So at this point, Bear thinks that Nikki was acting weird, kissed him, freaked out, etc. because she was on drugs, right? So again, to him, in this moment, it all seems totally above board. Like,
this is the part where people are going to come for me and say that I'm overreacting or reaching.
but he hasn't been so far. Okay. All right.
Or something, but You literally just said, oh, he thought that she was acting erratically because she was under the influence of substances, which is why kissing her was weird. But it's totally above board. Someone said kissing someone on drugs is not consent. Yeah, no, that one take alone, in my opinion, completely justifies the way people are reacting to this. That's just a crazy.
Like, everything has just become so stupid. When the guy said everything was above board, he didn't mean to say that it was okay to molest somebody on drugs, because also the guy didn't do anything to her on drugs, right? What he meant to say above board is that she wasn't possessed by a demonic entity, or her spirit hadn't been completely destroyed by some crazy wish. That was the point of that. Like, this is even like really.
Get snark.
Yeah, it's not like he drugged her or something. Like, what?
No, I don't even think she was ever on drugs. It was
no,
just
she wasn't. But he's
right?
like, he's making it sound like the other guy was saying like, oh, well, she was on drugs, which makes how the guy treated her okay because she was on drugs. But the guy didn't even do anything, and it didn't even come up until afterwards. And it's like,
wild self-report, my guy. I am going to scream.
I also just want to say, I'm so sorry. The people that are like your Andrew Tate supporters and like the rape denialists and the pretend that like women, like never, I guess like all the sexual assault and rape stuff is fake. Those people are like really, really, really horrible. But rape vultures like this guy, the people that sit at this thing where they analyze every single thing in society as like rape and rape adjacent, are basically right there. You're almost as close as you can be to the rapist in terms of like, you're a rape culture vulture where every single possible thing you could find in society that you could somehow tie back to rape and then make it about rape is like almost as bad. Like, if you don't know anything about these dynamics, or if you've never thought about them or whatever before, and this goes to all of the retarded women out here, I guess, who also haven't thought about these, then just fuck off from the conversation. Just don't ever talk about it. Leave it to the white men. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just don't. Like, it's so cringe. I don't want to be a part of this discourse. I feel like I'm going to get dragged into it. No, I won't, because these people all think I'm a pedophile rapist anyway, so.
And?
Given the circumstances, Bear's being pretty normal about this, okay? Given what he...
Do you remember giving this guy's career a cream pie in the past for the exact same reason? I seriously doubt it had any impact on this guy's career. What was it about? Did he just admit to being a biased partisan hack? Wait, hold on. I must have misheard him. I'm sorry. Because it sounded like he just said, oh, of course I'm not going to be objective. She's my friend. Wait, that's not this guy. What? Yeah, this is Nick is Not Green. This is D'Angelo Wallace, friend of Nick is Not Green. Hold on. Who typed this in chat? Who? Because I think this guy spammed this link like 3 times too. Hold on.
They're hiding him. They're actively hiding him. Jesus Christ.
This guy hung his hat on the super mega artist rape drama. Doesn't he watch his stuff and he quit the internet for like a year? How can you possibly mix these guys up? It's not even racist. I don't even think these guys are the same race. You're so fucking off. I can't imagine how fucking retarded you have to be.
Oh, so being retarded is bannable now?
Yes. It is when you send me links and tag me in chat.
He does and does not know by this point in the movie, like he could have slept with her, or he could have taken some kind of advantage of her, but he was rather gentlemanly at the time. I mean, for a guy who has this many Cosby sweaters, they start...
And it's like, jokes about rapists like Bill Cosby for a movie in which we see a character repeatedly get raped. It's kind of uncomfortable to watch, honestly. I'm literally wringing my hands over here. I need to stop that.
Honestly.
They start dating, hanging out, kissing, doing the devil's tango. And Bear's finally living the life he always wanted. Hot dog. Turns out Nikki was in love with him the whole time.
I just feel like, again, the only way for you to justify anything that Bear is doing is by framing all of the assault and rape as sex, which is what Alex does in this video again and again, what people were calling him out for, and I would have to agree with everyone calling him out for this. Someone said I didn't even catch the Cosby comment. Yeah, no, that's just wild, man. You don't always have to be the funniest person in the room. I mean, it would help if you were actually funny, but like, dear Lord.
Okay, see, Bear, I don't know why you're making this face. You wanted the Crystal Mommy Latina experience, and you got the Crystal Mommy Latina experience. But here's where Bear starts to maybe kind of realize what's really going on here.
Bear, I love you so much.
It's love you.
I'll just be on this platform racist as hell. It's very interesting to me. You just be like a 4 million subscriber channel, just saying racist things in your video because you think it's funny, and that's okay. I'm probably gonna have to edit this video.
A Latina joke?
Yeah, it kind of is, but there's like some soft racism that's accepted in society, so against like Asians or Latina or whatever people, but it's kind of true. But I mean, this guy's mining for literally any fucking possible comment to show that this guy is evil.
Video in a hella specific way just to not catch a demonetization or copyright claim or whatever, but it's fine. Lord. Reading chat. Someone said, I've never even seen this movie or Alex's videos, but this is so off from your explanation of the movie. I swear, I'm not like overselling it. It really is that deep when you watch the movie. It is that uncomfortable. It's not funny. It's not like, you don't come away from the movie thinking like, oh, haha, let's make a bunch of jokes. You're just like, oh, that was sick. So I don't even know how you could have this tone, I guess, unless you didn't think any of this was really that serious. But as he acknowledges here, this is the part, undeniably, after the dinner scene where Bear cannot say he doesn't know that Nikki's acting this way because of his actions. And this is where it gets really, 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 really weird. For some reason, Alex just cuts out the scene that happens after the dinner, which is literally, in my opinion, the most pivotal moment, because that is the first time in my read of the movie where we, the audience, realize that Bear realizes that what he's doing is not consensual. But Alex is like, let's just not really.
Well, what is he supposed to do at that point? He has to kill himself or kill her, right? Fuck you too, Mr. Mooden.
Get into that.
Oh, you're talking to me?
No, don't worry about it.
Up to this point, I feel like Bear has plausible deniability. I mean, there's no way he would have known the cheap toy would work. He was genuinely concerned for Nikki the day after it started, and he refused to take advantage of her even when it was like presented to him, right? I mean, she kissed him after all, right? Now, right here though, at the halfway point of the movie, he does finally start to realize that the wish actually worked. But like even then, like literally every rom-com is about trying to find a way to get the other person to like you, or you manufacture a meet cute or whatever, right? Like I've seen some internet comment threads where it's like, he only saw her as an object and wanted to remove her autonomy.
That's why he made that what he could have done is, I mean, at this point, the character knows that magic is real. So then I think you have to like up the ante and go to like a fucking voodoo lady
True.
and like talk to her about it. Like that, I guess that's what he could have done. I don't know.
Because like he raped her in the movie. That's why people are saying that. Yeah, I think I'm just like literally confused. I think I'm genuinely at a loss for words. It's not an overreaction. It's what happens in the film. And comparing this all to like rom-coms and warped, honestly. Someone says 0 media literacy. Dude, I think that this is below 0, to be honest.
Oh
this is actually some negative media literacy that we're encountering here.
I'm not saying Bear is a blameless, innocent victim, okay? But I think some of you are a little too quick to attach motivation and subtext to this character that is not based on the movie. Like, it really seems like some of you want him to be a horrible, incel, intentionally malicious guy, regardless of what actually happens in the movie. Even the guy who played Bear himself said this about the character. I never thought of Bear as a villain, but what really drew me to this story was the gray morals of it all. And
because
like again, this is why, oh my god, like if you wanted to have some kind of like rape-like commentary, then there needed to be, remember, for bad things to happen, for you to say that something's bad, or for you to criticize the actions of somebody, they need to have been given the opportunity to do otherwise. This is where like all moral statements and all moral analysis stems from, is do you have the choice to do otherwise, right? This is why we typically don't say somebody is horrible because they did a thing when they were being forced under the threat of death or their family would be murdered or whatever. It becomes a lot more gray at that point. Or sometimes we just say, well, the person, you know, what were they supposed to do? Somebody was going to murder them. They were threatened with their life or whatever. However, so with that understanding, what I just said is not controversial, okay? With that understanding, the issue is that once the whatever possessed person or whatever the wish-fucked person has shown that they're willing to, you know, stand up and scream in the restaurant or whatever else, like there clearly is some crazy unhealthy shit going on, it becomes questionable what the Bear character could have done past that point, right? Now, if it was like, if she was just kind of like lollygagging around after dinner and there was like a scene where she was like, so, like, can I come over, or do you want me to, you know, should we stay in our separate homes for tonight, or if there was some kind of like thing like that, and the guy was like, you know what, yeah, just come over, that's fine, where it showed that he was like cognizant of her will being supplanted and was still making choices actively to continue to fuck her or whatever, then I think you get to a closer place where you start to make that argument. Or maybe you've crossed the threshold into saying like, okay, well, now he's like clearly taking advantage of this thing that he set up. But he's kind of like without options at that point, I think. So it's harder to read malicious action into it. This is like Babby's first analyzing of moral choice. This is like such a fucking retarded conversation. I don't know.
As the actor who plays Bear in that moment, like you, was being a bit of an idiot. To this day, I do not understand why Bear's actor said that. It's certainly a take that a human is allowed to have, and he's doubled down on this in like multiple contexts. But sorry, somebody is like doing Fast and Furious behind me. How
is he without options? He could try to get her help or just not date her. No, doesn't that sex? I need to rewatch this whole thing to timeline it out to make sure I'm not missing any. Doesn't the sex happen after the bad sex scene where she's just like staring off, like the freeze response or whatever bullshit that women invent these terms to say random retarded shit on the internet? Sorry, not all the time. Doesn't that happen after the dinner scene, or no?
Wait, which one? Say it again.
The weird butt sex scene that was after the dinner scene, right? Like I think at that point,
butt sex scene.
Where you can see his butt and he's fucking her and she's looking off to the side of the camera.
I thought you meant like that he was like getting butt fucked. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No.
Okay, no, I know what you're saying.
I mean, at that point, this is after she like stood up and started screaming in the restaurant and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like it seems like his options for how to deal with the situation are starting to kind of run out at that point.
Director himself, Curry Barker, quite literally said verbatim, I did not intend to make a movie where this is ambiguous. He actually corrected the actor on this. But I guess Alex Myers never found that clip and thinks that the director agrees with Bear's actor, which isn't true.
You have to assume that this guy was in close talks with a writer.
Wait, someone said he took it back. Oh, hold on. Did he take it back, actually? Because if he did, I don't want to keep slandering him. Hold on. I don't want to... That's good info, because I didn't have that. Where did he take this back? Or, like, reword it, chat? I'm trying to find it because I was really mean to him or about him in my last video about this. So if he clarified, I would like to bring that up.
Is this enough? Am I good? Ads.
Okay, here we go. So I will say, even then, it actually seems like Michael Johnson, the actor, has gone back and clarified. I mean, we initially had The Hollywood Reporter saying Obsession star knows you think Bear is the real villain, but he disagrees, which is what I was going off of, which is why I was so critical of this. But actually, Obsession star Michael Johnson also thinks that Bear is a POS. He's not the hero, so there's no one left. And
why are you basing your opinion off the fucking headline of the article? By the way, this is journalists' fault. If journalists really cared about their profession, they would stop writing headlines to their articles. Every journalist needs to understand this. Whatever you learn about in fucking journalism school, you're like, oh, the headline needs to be eye-popping and catching bullshit. Articles need to not have headlines anymore. It needs to start with a sentence and that's it. Because people can't handle headlines. They read them and that's the only thing they even engage with, if that, okay? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Involved with the film that really agrees with you at all? Someone said reading chat. Someone said Michael's free to say that. Yeah, no, look, I feel like low-key, I feel bad like pushing back on this so hard no matter who it's coming from, but I just still agree that the phrase gray is crazy in this context. It really is.
Especially things about media, because I feel like these are the most eye-catching headlines. It'll be like, you can't believe what this actor said when he was starring on Dune. Worst experience of his life. And then, like, when you actually read the article, the actor will be like, yeah, it was really grueling. We were filming over, like, 14 days. It's the most fun, but it's the hardest work I've ever done in my life. Probably the most grueling experience ever. And, like, that'll be, like, the actual quote.
But yeah, I'll include the retraction, though. Thank you, because I didn't know this happened. Like, I found this a week ago, I guess. It's wild out here. Someone said he retracted and screamed about it and regrets that first interview. That's fair. And you know what? Like, low-key. I'm not defending him here. I'm probably not gonna put this in the video because now we're getting distracted. But like,
You know, I got a hot take.
I don't
Why
think
the
I've
fuck do we
ever-
care what the actor has to say about the fucking character? These motherfuckers are actual puppets for the fucking director to monkey around. I would say the actor has almost zero ability to change what the character would want or could do. Look at Luke Skywalker in the latest Star Wars movies.
A little bit. But do you want an even hotter take? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Scorching hot take?
Mm-hmm.
Unless there is massive ambiguity, it actually doesn't even matter what the director or writer says. If the screenplay is like clear and unambiguous, then you just follow the screenplay.
Yep.
For instance, Dumbledore is straight in the Harry Potter books. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't matter what the writer or the director imagined or envisioned or whatever the fuck else, or you could say asexual or whatever, it's not declared or whatever. But like, you go by whatever is in the text or on
Is
screen
like
or
in the
whatever.
source
That's
material.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. It doesn't matter what the director.
Not the writer's
if they
fanfic
had
afterwards.
some totally different thing and they sucked at displaying that on screen, like it, then fuck you. You fucked up. Remake it then.
Or said anything like that.
Give
but
me a Dumbledore
in interviews,
sex scene.
Yeah.
I have totally had moments where I read it and I'm like, that's literally not representative of my actual feelings. I know people catch a lot of flack for their interviews as I was giving him here, but like, not to brag, but having been interviewed myself by Time Magazine, Rolling Stone, Business Insider, Vulture, also being quoted in NBC, Cosmo. Sometimes I read back what's there and I'm like, was I on drugs? I'm literally like, did I just disassociate and start saying random things because I was scared? And sometimes I do that in interviews anyway. So you know what? I will go off of the last thing that Johnson said about this. I'll let him out the doghouse. For real. I really will. Reading chat. Everyone's saying yes. Hey, I got interviews out the wazoo. I really do. They're cute sometimes. They're cute. All right. Someone said maybe some bragging. Just a little bit of bragging is good for us all. Sorry, I've literally completely shifted the conversation away from this video. I do this a lot. When I watch back my content, sometimes I try to ID where do I get distracted, and a lot of times it's when I'm uncomfortable with the source material. And I'm uncomfortable with the source material. I really am. But anyways, here's what I will actually put in the video. I'm glad, honestly, that Johnston doesn't agree that there's any sort of way in which Bear is not the villain. So Alex Myers then using that as a reason for why everyone who's saying he is stupid or whatever is stupid or whatever. Someone said try being an influencer for a day literally applies to so much. Try being an influencer for a day, literally for an hour. No, I'm just kidding. My job is not that hard. Thank God. All right.
Sound quote.
Unfortunately, we have to get back to this.
And you have to assume that this guy was in close talks with the writer director of the movie the whole time. So basically, both of them are saying that Bear is meant to be ambiguous, and you all are just over here like, "Nyeh, are you?"
It's just, I lost my thing. This is just literally the opposite of what the director has said, my guy. It's the very opposite. All right, zooming back to this a little bit.
Are you all equally upset about the Disney Channel original movie Zapped or 16 Wishes? Because fundamentally, these are all the same movie. Like, remember Descendants 1, Mal cast a spell that made Ben fall in love with her? Where's all the Reddit threads about that? I don't see no 2-hour video essays. I found...
Dog, nobody thinks that making a wish that you don't think is going to come true is bad. Or if they do, that's their interpretation. I don't believe that. I've said I wish certain things would happen because I knew that they wouldn't. And I just feel like it's such a straw man argument to be like, oh, people who have strong opinions about this are wrong because they're saying this one thing. That's not what I saw anybody saying, honestly, not to that extent. And comparing these once again to Disney movies, literally kids content, when this is a horror film. And it's not even scary because of multiple jump scares or body horror. It's because of the scenario being so grim. It's just wild, man. Someone said that he watched the movie, honestly.
Is the scenario? What is the...
That
I
every
know what he means
woman
by
watching
scenario,
this
I
was
guess.
imagining herself being infinitely raped by the patriarchy and all white men in society.
That's
This comment in a Reddit
crazy.
thread that puts it so perfectly. So I'm just gonna read part of it. But remember, this sub attracts the most obsessed fans of the movie. They flex about watching it at the theater like 10 times already. They make several posts a day about it. They make crazy over-analysis and theories that have no ground in the reality of the film, etc. It's not just a movie for them. They're incredibly emotionally invested and attached to an unhealthy degree. It's almost cultish at this point. And people who are chronically online or addicted to a piece of media aren't the most emotionally stable or media literate to be.
This gotta be satire. This gotta be satire. There's no way that you just told us that we are not media literate.
Begin with. So a lot of it comes from an emotional standpoint, hence the refusal to engage with the material in good faith and just making it say what they want the movie to say in an over-the-top, sanctimonious, dogmatic way. It's like a ritual for them, a catharsis. Now just to be...
It's not what we wanted the movie to say. It's what the movie said. It's what the director said about the movie. It is... I'm kind of dead. I actually think I'm a little bit in awe of this. People talk so much about there being a media literacy crisis, and I never wanted to capitulate to that. I'm like, no, I mean, it's okay to have interpretations of something, even if they're stupid, but this is actually baffling to me. Some of these takes are outlandish. Some hyperfixation equals cult now. Yeah, if you've ever had any strong thoughts about obsession, just know it's because you're emotionally unstable, I guess. I guess. Which, first of all, like, yeah, true, but that doesn't even make me wrong about this film, so...
Now, just to be clear, I'm not defending all of Bear's actions, okay? Because at this point in the movie, he knows the wish worked, and he knows the real Nikki's soul is, like, trapped or whatever, but he keeps on dating her and tries to, like, continue on as if this isn't the most horrible situation anyone could imagine. Although, to be fair, what is he supposed to do? Because if he breaks up with her, she's gonna hunt him down. And the only other choice, as we learn, is that the spell will break if he dies.
Almost every single time he says something where I was like, okay, I can finally give him the benefit of the doubt, he always followed that joint up with, but...
Okay, who do you got, Dragonman? Fuck it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah! All right.